See, this movie is the exact reason why I was scared about seeing the second movie. Now, the first time I saw the second movie, I kind of feared it was just going to be a fun movie with just, some jokes amongst it and, no heart or emotion at all. But no, it actually ended up being a surprisingly good movie. I don't know if I'd say it is as emotional as the first one, but it definitely had it in there and it was definitely enough for the movie. So I went into this movie with quite an open mind, not knowing what to expect compared to last time when I was a bit worried about it. And, I should have went in with some real low expectations. Now, some people say that the first movie had more heart and emotion rather than humor, while the second film was the other way around and had more humor than heart and emotion, but it was still there, there was still definitely enough heart and emotion for it to still be a really impactful movie. But the new one, it doesn't really deliver in neither. Granted, I think kids will still enjoy this movie, but I'm not so sure about most adults. I feel like the majority of adults will prefer the first and second one over this one. A lot of kids will be like, yeah, that was pretty fun. And then the adults will just be like, yeah, it was alright. The humor in this movie definitely felt like it was more pointing towards kids rather than adults. I remember in the first two, there was jokes that adults would really laugh at, and they would still, equally enjoy the movie as much as their kids would. Now, the majority of the heart and emotion to the first two movies was mainly from the characters, because the kids, the three girls in the first movie that Groot ends up properly adopting at the end, that was kind of the emotional thing in that. And then in the second one, it was the secret agent lady that ends up becoming like his wife and stuff. But then in this one, it's meant to be, this isn't really a spoiler or anything, because it's, it's shown in one of the trailers for the movie. And it's the first thing mentioned in the IMDb description, so it's not really a spoiler. The source of emotion and heart from this movie is from the character called Drew, which is Gru's twin brother. But you just don't feel like they dive deep enough to make you feel much heart and emotion. They do try to put emotion and heart into it. Like, there's actually a specific scene in the movie, I'm going to call it the unicorn scene. If you've seen the movie or you're gonna see the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But that scene and stuff just doesn't really feel enough. Like, they had so much potential with this new character. They could have honestly done something similar to the first movie with Gru with his mum, how he was trying to make a rocket and stuff, and it was like flashback scenes. They could have done something along the lines with this character as well. Like some cool backstory scenes, but they don't bother. You just kind of know him there and now. It just feels like there's so much potential with this character, but they don't bother. Talking about wasted potential characters, another character introduced in this movie is the villain. And I wish they went into more detail with his character because I was really interested in him. He could have honestly been one of the best villains in the Despicable Me series. But once again, like Drew's character, there's potential that just gets thrown out the window. Now, I know I have been saying this a lot throughout the review, but this movie definitely lacks that heart and emotion. At the end of number 1 and 2, you kind of had this nice feeling at the end. You're like, that was a nice movie. But this one, it kind of just ends with you going, yeah, no, that was alright. It was a fun movie, I guess. All I'm trying to say is don't go into this movie expecting this nice, heartfelt movie at the end and, you had this nice, satisfying feeling at the end. Just expect just a fun movie and, with a couple of jokes here and there. And you'll find some enjoyment in it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider hitting this button here or hitting the subscribe button down below so you can see more videos I've made, and I'll catch you folks in the next one.